or selling?
You're safe among friends. Never forget. You're safe among friends. Never forget. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here.
You take the dirt-flecked lamp out of your bag. It feels strangely warm in your hands. The lamp feels strangely hot to your touch. As you wipe away the years of dirt and grime, it trembles in your hand. Heavy smoke spills out of the spout of the lamp, falling to your feet, where it flows away from you. The vapor...
Who summons me? What? One of you?
His face twists into a sneer, and he flexes his claws.
What's wrong, Godwoken? Did the Seven turn you down too? Or are you here seeking even more power? I should strike you down where you stand, God-taint. Because it would be a kindness. I've known the power you feel, the promises you were made. I too was named Godwoken once. My God gave it all. Power, glory, hope. It was intoxicating. Until she took it away.
Deep inside, you can feel your god stirring. It's recoiling, revolted. No wonder Zor's Stissa turned this one away.
Unworthy, she said. Unworthy to be divine. So she gave it to another. What kind of a monster gives you that power only to strip it from you? To promise you will be the light of the world and then cast you into darkness? There was so much wrong with the world. So much that I needed to fix. So I sought power elsewhere. The Void said I could have eternal power. That I could be the light of the world. And it delivered. I have power unlike any Godwoken. Even if I lack my freedom. It laughed as I was sealed away in that lamp. Be the light of the world, Godwoken, it said. Even so. It was more honest than your hellish 7. 3? Why should I grant you 1? You and your gods are a blight upon this world. I would rid the world of your corruption, not help you spread it.
You see the rage in the Djinn's eyes fade a little. He flexes his claws as he thinks over what you've said.
Perhaps you're right. I have spent so long locked away with nothing but anger for company. Very well, Godwoken. Tell me, what do you wish for? Do you wish for power, wealth, knowledge, or to see your enemies gone? Wealth can bring you happiness and joy, or it can sit forever in a vault. I pray that your heart is not as cool as these jewels. You You have had your wish, Godwoken. We are done here.
Glad to see you well. Until later, then.
Go away, Dallas, or I'll sorcery you. I'll scholar you.
Boring. The woods have grown chilly now that the sun has set. Annie shuffles across the picnic blanket and huddles against you for warmth. You wrap one arm around her and with the other conjure a little ball of flame in your palm. Little more than a party trick, but her eyes fill with wonder nonetheless. "It's so pretty," she says, resting her head against your shoulder. "I don't care what they say, what you have is a gift." She inclines her face up towards yours, lips parted slightly. You lean into her, closing your eyes. The ground drifts by hundreds of feet below you. Droplets of your blood fall away from you into space. You don't feel any pain, only a numbing cold. Your senses are fading. All you can hear is the beating of the Voidwoken's wings and the beating of your own heart, only your heart is slowing. The Voidwoken seems to sense that you won't make it. It unleashes an outraged screech, then releases you from its grasp. The ground rushes up to meet you. You close your eyes.
Here lies Patrick, prophet. He perished in this place, predicting the downfall of Brachus Rex. Damn fool should have kept his mouth shut. happening to the shrine?
As the torches around you flicker and crack to life, you hear a low groan. It starts soft, then crescendos until your chest rattles and your head buzzes.
Brachus Rex! God damn you to this hell in which I suffer! God damn these burning flames!
All that's twisted, all that's profane, all that's immeasurably cruel has been touched by Brachus' withered hands. I knew him. I knew his secrets. I saw his rise and fall as woven into the tapestry of time. He branded my truth as blasphemy, and I burn for it! Just when the agony subsides, another pilgrim makes her way to the shrine and puts flame to the torches. They think to honor me. Instead, they incinerate me! Volumes. But the prophecies are meant for divine... Wait. You. It's you! I see it. You too follow a path consumed by fire. You must take my gift from among the flames. With it, you will know truth. With it, you can... Brachus!
The rumble reaches a deafening forte, then dissipates. The voice is gone. Only the whisper of the wind fills your ears. The statue is as still as the air that surrounds it. The spirit looks out to sea, then to the fire roaring behind him, and whistles.
Ooh-wee! Pretty cunning of them, don't you think? Light the fire and draw 'em in. Lohar and his cronies, of course. Ships sail past, see a guiding flame, and sploosh! Wrecked on the rocks and their goodies spilling out. Saw a big un go down just the other day. Dare say those wreckers are drowning in contraband. No wonder Top Brass figured something was up. Those Arks fellows Raymond reports to. He's the one sent me here. I'm one of them, all right. Well, I was. But yeah, dwarf magisters are as rare as a three-eyed imp, but when you're hard up, well, sometimes you've got to make choices. Turns out the folks round Reaper's Cove don't take too kindly to magisters sneaking about, especially not the dwarven kind. One of them was here tending to the fire. Got me before I got him. Never got to the fire. Now I'm stuck, and ships still crash. At least it's a pretty view. Oh, that's mighty kind of you. Can't very well do it myself. Well, you probably guessed that.
be void-woken here, all right. I don't know what that statue is doing. It doesn't look good.
Fascinating.
Doesn't it?
Your maker.
I'm ready.
Wriggling little worms.
Strength comes.
The Reaper for me.
I'll yield to none.
From death comes earth.
This body is fresh. Were they a sorcerer?
The spirit of the dwarven battle mage gazes upon the mutilated body that once housed her. As you approach, she turns confused eyes on you. She stares uncomprehendingly at your outstretched hand, slowly raising a bewildered gaze to meet your eyes. She stares, and you feel yourself drawn into the mesmerizing source pools of her eyes. With a jolt, her life flashes before your eyes. You become her in her prime, battling a felled magister in a deserted clearing. Electricity crackles from your fingers as you advance upon the magister. The magister is part of something dark, something cruel, something that goes against the very fabric of your being. All bets are off. Merciless, you attack her with spell and blade. As her warm blood spurts to cover your face, you are sated. A satiety you would never speak of, a satiety that momentarily fills the emptiness within you. Wait, who are you? You can't remember. You are thrust out of the spirit's memories and back into your own sovereign mind. You see the spirit of the dwarven battle mage before you, eyes downcast now.
Is strong here. Even the stone is infected.
The spirit tugs and tugs at the source collar around his neck, though it budges not an inch.
We couldn't. I couldn't. Is it really our fault? The void woken.
He gives you a look full of hope, then remembers the collar round his neck and slumps forward, letting his hands hang heavy by his sides. You shift uncomfortably as the wagon traverses a patch of bumpy ground. The magisters haven't removed your shackles, even though there's nowhere to run. You sigh and gaze outward. The landscape rolls past, empty and still. But then you see something flying close to the horizon. Several things, in fact. You peer closer. What are those? Birds? Your eyes widen as they draw nearer. Those aren't birds. You turn around to shout a warning, but it's too late. You feel a tidal wave of panic drown you. You try to crawl away, but claws pin you down. You look up to see a fanged maw lunge at you. A dwarven spirit cowers on the ground, trapped in the fear of her final moments.
No, please! Help! Someone! Help!
She cringes at the name and turns to you urgent.
Mortis! No! Not
With growing horror, she turns her focus on something unseen, looming high above her.
Looks like this is Loha's place, or what's left of it. Could Mortis have survived this?
The trembling of the dwarven spirit tells you the halberd in his hands may not be enough to withstand his unseen enemy. He drops the halberd and bolts behind some nearby rocks.
Divine, save me! I don't want to die, please! I don't want to die! I don't want to die!
The spirit screams and screams as something unseen tears into him.
There's a void woken on the bridge ahead. But where's it going?
A frantic dwarf knocks an arrow to a phantom bow. He lets it fly at some towering, invisible horror, visible only in his mind's eye. He reaches for another arrow.
Keep firing, damn you! He has to have a weak spot. He has to!
The ghostly dwarf ignores you, but the word Mortis forms soundlessly upon his lips. He drops his bow and yanks his sword from its sheath.
Come on, you filth! Let's see what your insides look like!
There's nothing there. You sought escape, but something stalked you. You fled, it followed. You came across a pile of bones. In that moment, you knew that this would be your fate. An ancient memory overwhelms you. You are no longer you, but you still sense Source saturating the air, more than you have ever felt before. You watch a figure stride through a cavern of amethyst and rose quartz. A man. No light touches this place, yet the stones and minerals illuminate his way. The man approaches a pearl sphere atop a pedestal. He lays his hands upon it, and Source rushes through his fingers. And you are thrust back into reality. The memory fades, but you still sense the Source the man has commanded, as if you'd possessed it for yourself. Her gaze falls on you, a glimmer of awareness. She raises her hand as a greeting, or as a warning. The spirit takes a deep breath and bellows silently. A distant cry echoes along the cavern.
Run!
You turn away from the sunset, only to see that Stanley has dropped to one knee. He holds out a ring to you with a sheepish grin. Your hands fly up to cover your mouth, but too late to prevent a happy gasp of surprise from escaping. You didn't think he had it in him.
Good gods, what happened?
You tried to run. Your source collar was heavy around your neck. You slipped on the slick stone, and then they were on you, dozens of mouths feasting on your still living flesh. You tried to make a break for it, from Fort Joy to the beach. You didn't make it. You died to the sound of your own echoing screams as the Voidwoken gnawed your bones. The dwarf rocks on her haunches, gnawing at her own bloody knuckles. Her wet, fearful eyes flick to you. She lowers her fist just enough to hiss a warning.
Away! Away! Too noisy! It'll come back! It'll take me too!
She shrinks into the fetal position.
It'll come back! It'll come back! It'll come back! It'll come back! And we'll all be eaten alive! Get away from me! You're already dead! You're eaten alive! Eaten alive! Get away from me!
She clamps her hands over her ears and shuts her eyes. She rocks back and forth, deaf to your words.